Welcome back, friends. You're listening to America's premium cricket show, Cricket on Air. And this is your host, Deepika, talking to you about none other but Harsha Bhogle. Talking about him, over the years, with the great work that he has done, Harsha has proved to the world how good a thinker he is about the game. One of the impressive things I saw most recently was his TED Talk and the insight he brings about the evolution of cricket and how it was invented by the Britishers and yet it became the best ever franchise that India has had, and how it has become a phenomenon. A lot of people now in the world of cricket attribute themselves with the Indian Cricket League and make a lot of money out of it. And what an insightful way of bringing that. But what's so commendable about him is that he's so excited and passionate about when he talks about cricket. He brings in this interesting, I don't like to use out of the box, but I think original ideas about the game, and he gets into giving the listener the entire background of how to develop that story, and he kind of comes up with a script and in a way presents it that it's so engaging that you feel drawn into the story. And I think that's one of the most incredible things.
Yeah, Deepika, the best part is it's not only about he covering cricket matches. He also does some other things. Like, for example, along with his wife Anita, they have a company called ProSearch, and what ProSearch does is corporate training and leadership seminars for executives. And their website says, using the metaphor of sport in motivating corporate executives to relate to issues they face in their working lives.
And that one thing he probably is preaching and practicing, and which is, you have to have a sport-like mentality to be an executive. Like, you have to have a certain discipline, and Harsha himself is a big proponent of how disciplined he is in keeping his commitments for his commentary, and how he gets 8 hours of rest before the next day, also stays away from any kind of big bash parties so that he can bring his 100% to the game the next day. I think that's what it is.
I think he's very honest with his profession. If you look at any of his interviews and if you see him talk about commentary, you will see how honest he is. He says, I want to give my best, and I want to make sure I always give my best whenever I'm on the air. And for that, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. And if it means not drinking, I won't do that. If it means I'll skip parties, I'll do that. And I'll always be well-read and well-informed. And he does that with aplomb.
You know what? The thought that's coming, have you ever watched the Superman and the Batman? They say with powers comes extra responsibility. And I think that's what when you were speaking, that's what's coming to my mind.
That's very well said, Deepika. And guys, it's not, again, as I said, it's not only about, just doing commentary on cricket that he does. He's also a very voracious writer.
Exactly.
Right? He writes columns, and he's also written books. We mentioned about the book he's written on Azhar's biography.
Correct.
The official one. But he also recently wrote another book called The Winning Way, Learning from Sport Managers.
I think, that really speaks to his commitment to the sport and how he's committed to not only making the game of cricket, but making it big and taking it to other spheres of people's life, and how it can impact the executives or people who want to become big in their lives. So it's pretty fascinating.
And Deepika, you mentioned about the beginning of the segment, you mentioned about Harsha's TED Talk. Can we share the link on our Facebook page for our viewers?
We will definitely share the link, actually the entire video, on our Facebook page for people to listen to. It's a great video. It's only about 20 minutes long, but I'm sure people would enjoy that.
On that note, let's take a quick break, guys, and we'll be back soon.